How are we doing this morning? You, just getting myself together. It's 4:21 in the morning, and it is May 3rd. It's Tuesday. It's the last week of school. Yeah, I had to do that, didn't I? I can't believe I'm. Well, it happens every time, and it gets a little maudlin, and everyone's trying to get themselves together, and we have our notebooks with us. We have the textbooks with us. But we're really not going to be reading anything out of there. The professor's probably going to be doing some videos. But there's really not much more testing at this point over here. So I don't think I need to bring the damn notebook. But I really don't need to bring the computer either at this point. If I happen to bring the computer along, I'm going to be in trouble. Well, I'd seen other students bring other computers to different classes that they felt like they needed them. And the rest of them don't like it. It's just too bulky. And the weight of this damn thing, and the weight of my back with this on here, I'm not ready for this yet. As much as I missed a lot of opportunities, I have to copy and download whatever I can, but I much prefer doing it on a laptop. But here's a problem. Yeah, I suppose I could. I mean, there's just a laptop, but I also have the cooling fan underneath it. And the cooling fan keeps it nice and quiet and contrite. So, we'll see what happens. How am I feeling about this thing is crazy enough right now as it is. I mean, you get maudlin every time there's a new class coming up for the next semester, and you're going to be missing this particular professor. It's like when I was a kid, I didn't form the attachments with the professors. They were just there to just shuffle along and shuffle along and shuffle along. And that was the feeling about it back in the 80s. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Are they learning anything? Just look at the material that they're bringing in. Are they learning anything? Not much. Shuffle them along, shuffle them along. But Professor, you gave me a bad grade for this one. I deserve a better one. Well, show me better work. Wah! That's what I heard back in the 80s. And when it comes down for this time, I haven't heard the whining yet. Because of time and perspective and maturity at this point over here, not to mention I'm doing better work than I did 30 years ago. 30 years ago, I didn't know my ass my hot rock. 30 years ago, I was doing a lot of going through Ma's mental crap, going through her overeating and her dealing with grandma's death. And it was eating her alive. She was eating stuff just to fill the gap and fill the pain. And David was doing the drugs and alcohol to get rid of his pain. And he had to go to program, and he still had to deal with it. At least he had people to deal with it. But did anybody else help little old me? Fuck no. Just push me around. That's about it. But I still love my family. I'm saying what happened 30 years ago. 30 years ago, it was a different story altogether. 30 years ago, I wanted to get the hell out of the damn family. And I did. I mean, I did feel that way. I thought that way. I kept thinking that there was going to be a magical portal for me to get the hell out of there, and I'm just going to deal with what I'm going to deal with. Because I didn't want to deal with home anymore. I didn't want to deal with feeling of being pushed around somehow. And yet, 30 years, 30 plus years later, more than that, seeing my brother and I working with each other, taking care of Ma, I had to realize that I had to grow up. And it wasn't easy, but you had to grow up and you had to go through stuff. I had to go through stuff and I wasn't liking it. I had to mature. I wasn't mature when I got out of high school. I wasn't mature when I got out of college. I was still a college, high school puke of sorts. I didn't know. I didn't care. I didn't want to care. I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't know where the hell I was going in my life. I mean, I had a few dreams, but shit, I didn't have a roadmap or anything else. No one to guide me, no one to walk me through this damn shit. So I'm pushing me either out the door or work my ass off. I didn't have a clue how to survive on the streets. And I sure as hell didn't have a place to live or stay. And she knew that. And the only other option was just to go out there and look for work. Because if I wasn't going to do the agreed upon job, which was to which was get good grades and pass college, then sure, I'm just as sure as worthless. It's like, thanks a lot, Ma. Back then. Back then, I looked at myself, down on myself, actually. So I wanted to get the portal, get the hell out of there to rebuild myself. I thought maybe somebody else would have a better liking to me as I saw what it looked like on two television screens. If there was a portal, I'd be going through it and not looking back. I felt anger. I felt betrayed. I didn't feel the love. I didn't feel the pain. I didn't feel the grief. I felt none of it back then. None of it. And I was going off on my own little thing. I say, fuck it, everybody. Well, I said, fuck to you too. This is the real life. This is what you have to do. Get on with it. They want you to bust your ass. You bust your ass. You want you to smile. You smile. You're on performance. You do your shit. What Ma was teaching me when I was a high school puke, back talking her bosses. I didn't know my ass Ma hot rock. I didn't think they thought I wasn't disciplined enough, and they're right. I wasn't disciplined enough. Ma didn't baby or coddle me, but I wasn't maturing. I wasn't maturing enough to satisfy everybody. That's a hell of a lot of deep-seated anger and hatred back then. And this is back in the 80s, early 90s, when I'm a 20-something-year-old, doesn't know his ass from a hot rock, but dealing with a hell of a lot of collateral damage. And I still had to take responsibility for it. I just wasn't mature enough. And if I was mature enough, I wasn't showing it. I didn't want to show me any weakness. You had to be strong. You had to be brave. You had to be smart. Yada, 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 yada. Right now, I gotta see whether or not if I'm gonna be able to get a ride. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for calling Kern Transit, Kern County's. Thank you for calling Mojave Dispatch. we connect you to the next.
Uh, hey.
We appreciate your patience. Please continue to hold for the next available representative.
Other people are trying to get rides. So I gotta be ready to hump it.
Good morning.
Good morning, my dear. How we doing this morning?
So far, so good. How about yourself?
I'm still waking up. This is the last week of school for the semester.
All right.
Yeah, so which means I got 2 more days of writing on the dial-a-ride if I can get them.
Okay. Let's take a look.
I'm a bit sad though. I get used to my professors too many times. I tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, we got attached. Do you want it for today and Thursday?
Please.
Okay. Okay, have you down for 6:34 on both days, and then coming back on the 2:35?
That works for me. That works for me.
All right.
All right, you try to
That.
you try to have a good one today.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
It's important to have good communication skills with people like them. Otherwise, she's one of the nicest persons I understand. I think her name was Maureen. That's all right. People like her make my day go a little bit better. It wasn't like this on the LA rides, especially when you're dealing with the bus transits. Rapid transit districts, jeez, stamp things were a nightmare. But I was talking about how a kid was still trying to make his way through things and still becoming a pain in the ass to a hell of a lot of people. And didn't even realize it. But I still have to say it was still equal around, I think. Of course I was supposed to be listening, but I wasn't listening. I was too damn scared shitless of my own damn shadow. And if Ma actually kicked my ass out, as I said before, I didn't have any other place to go, except maybe if I called relatives, but we didn't have cell phones during that time. And it cost a lot to contact anybody if I actually had phone numbers. She knew the only recourse was for me to just work my ass off. But she didn't say how long. It didn't matter. As long as you worked a full-time job and now you're producing, this wasn't punishment. This was a reality check. I may have thought it was a punishment, but it really wasn't. But I felt like it was. I'll look at it back with maturity and understanding But back then, I have to realize that there was a hell of a lot of anger, confusion, and pain at this point over here. How dare she do this shit to me? Who the fuck does she think she is? I have to deal with David and his shit. I got to deal with her shit. But now my shit nobody deals with. And that was the thing. Nobody realized that, not even me. They thought I was normal. If I didn't have the nervous and mental illness, if I didn't have anything going crazy or growing during that time, I mean, hell, no one would have known if I was going crazy or not. If I was going to be insane, or if I was just going to be completely emotionally wrecked as an adult down the road. No, because we had to deal with things as they were. And you're too damn lazy. You need to work your ass off. Otherwise, get the hell out of the house because you're not contributing to it. It was basic Mom's rules right there. If you're not contributing to the household in one way or another, then get the fuck out. I still had to do housework regardless, but I had to earn a living. Ma had to earn a living. And the thing of it back then, I learned things the hard way. You want to have the food. You got to work for it. You have to have the money to get it. In order to get the money, you need to have a job. You need to have something to work with. You want to have power. Power for things in the house. You have to have money. In order to have money, you need to have a job. You need to work to get that. Well, here's the other thing. In order to get a job, you need to look good for a job. So you need clothing for that. Yeah, so you beg and borrow on that one. Or save as much as you can somewhere. Salvage everything that you can. Make sure that they're in good condition and don't screw them up. So that way you can go over to the job sites and don't look like a frump. You look sharp, you look neat, you look dressed, you look ready to go. You're the professional. What the fuck did I know as a 20-year-old? Or a 19-year-old snot-nosed kid? What the hell did I know about that shit? I know I'm coming out of high school, don't know shit from Shinola. But I had to learn it the hard way. Because that's how Ma learned it. That's how everyone learns it. The hard way. I had to have a hell of a disposition, an angry disposition at this point over here. I had to read things the wrong way. You know, I think I'll take my computer instead. I was fearing that if I was going to be humping it, the damn thing's going to be... I'll bring this setup with me. Fuck it. Since I got the ride, why not? Anyway, I wanted to leave. I couldn't leave. Ma would have given me the door and said, go on. But there's no magic portal. There's no Etheria. There's no planet of good-looking women ready to deal with a schmuck like me. Nothing. So what did I have? Shit. That's what I had. Exactly that. Crap. Couldn't deal, couldn't cope. Had a problem. My problem is couldn't deal, couldn't cope. What do I do now? I don't know. What am I supposed to do? Because this was so out of normal, isn't it? I'm going out in the world to work my ass off. I'd already been there. I'd worked in Ma's world. I worked in LA Unified, not LA Unified, but the city of Los Angeles. I worked in a couple other part-time areas. Now I got to do it full-time. Now I got to continue to bust my ass on this one. What the fuck was I thinking? What the fuck was I thinking? I don't want to do this. What the fuck am I doing this damn shit for in the first place? I mean, come on, universe. You should have opened up the damn portal. I would have gone over there and then what? Was I actually thinking, what the hell goes on after I slip through the portal realms? I'm going to have people taking care of me for the rest of my life? That's what I was thinking was. That's where my head was. I was going to have the universe take care of me. Because my family wasn't doing the damn shit. I was taking care of them. No, I wasn't. I was lazy shit. What the hell was I saying? Well, let's see. How many times I was taking out the trash and cooking and then cleaning up the damn house and dealing with all their damn crap. Mom her damn candy fetish left and right, trying to deal with her pain of grandma. And then David and his damn drug abuse. Somebody owes me one because I have to deal with this shit. It's like, you owe me one, universe. I want my portal now. I don't see it. You know how many times I kept going outside my damn house? Going to college or going to part-time work, just mouthing off to God, basically. Not bad mouthing, I'm just getting stuff off my damn chest. Pleading, looking, hoping that there was a sign. Something. Maybe there was a voice or something. Maybe there was a chill in the air. Maybe, and nothing happened. I couldn't tell you how many times I've done it, how many nights, how many months, and nothing happened still. You work full time? Screw it, you don't go outside. Move out of an area, and now you have to deal with another area. And you got to deal with another area, and so forth. But now I'm still trying to deal with David and his damn issues. Them dang anger issues. And then Ma and her issues. Well, who the hell said I had any issues? Nobody ever talked to me about that. They just kept assuming I was fine. What the fuck was wrong with them? What was wrong with them was nobody was picking up on me, and I wasn't even picking up on me because I didn't realize if I was fucked up or not. And this was the age concerning about the dysfunctional family. Oh my God. PBS was running specials on this one. Every week they would have these things drone on and on and on about how dysfunctional families are, how they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to be. And I'm listening to this damn shit. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is this crap? Oh. Hey guys, you want to see dysfunctional? See my family. Before my brother goes out, actually he tries to get himself clean and sober, he's going over to a drug dealer down the street, getting his drugs and coming right back. And he happened to be in my friend's house. He gets stoned too. Why was I the only asshole that didn't drink and didn't smoke during that time? Or remembered as such? That's a hell of a deathbed confession right there, isn't it? Didn't remember if I drank or smoked. I probably didn't. But I'll tell you something, dealing with my family and dealing with everything else, it was just insane. So, what do we do? David gets screwed up. He goes with a program, 12-step. And now he's got to start working on himself and start working on the amends. Once he starts getting himself clean and sober and shows him about a year of working hard on it, and then he's got to work on the amends process, which helps him with his recovery, and then the constant day-by-day grind of not drinking, not using, making amends whenever possible, and constantly doing inventory on himself. Holding himself to a point where if God was going to use him, he was going to be used, and be ready for that. Basic gist. I'm listening to this stuff. I'm like, nobody wants me. Guy sure as hell ain't using my ass. What the hell am I doing here for? Get dragged kicking and screaming on some occasions in meetings. Work my ass off at jobs, so that's about it. What else you want me from him? Oh, you want me to be my brother's protector now? Okay, fine. Pain in the ass, bitch. What the hell am I dealing with this asshole for? There's a hell of a lot of anger and a lot of resentment towards them both. And I thought I already put that down on a piece of paper later in my youth. Not youth, but when Dave and I were going over to the open door, and this was right after Ma's death. Well, Dave was still going to the open door even before Ma died, but still. This particular place helped him out, and he made connections and made friends over there. Me, on the other hand, it's like, who gives a shit? You're just a tag along. That's how I was feeling. Later, as an adult, tag along. Was I the same damn shit for David a long time ago as a 20-something snot-nosed guy who didn't know his ass from a hot rock, trying to bust his ass at different jobs? Did I actually feel something for my brother during that time? First year of sobriety he gets, and I can't even accept him saying I love you. Because he never said it in his whole lifetime before that point. So how the hell was I supposed to know that he actually loved me? I thought he was doing his brotherly job of keeping my ass alive because that's what big brothers are supposed to do. Love your young brother? Are you kidding me? He was supposed to do that? Come on. That's a filament of someone else's imagination. Give me another one. Yeah, sometimes it got to me. Ma kept telling that she said she loved me, and I didn't think she did. I really didn't think she did. All the shit that she kept putting me through. Necessary as it may have been during that time, I thought it was otherwise. And I was pissed off about it. I was still pissed off about myself. Because I wasn't taking things the way there should have been. I didn't. I'd done some stupid shit that I should have been taking responsibility for, and I didn't. And I feel like the fooling idiot. There could have been a million of suggestions or actually ideas that if the portal actually did exist, what the hell kind of person would I be on the other side? A really rotten, selfish son of a bitch? Or a guy trying to bust his ass? And for a long while, I thought I had that idea in my head stuck all this time. Instead of thinking sometimes I can be a royal pain in the ass. And that nobody will give a shit about me, so why should I give a shit about them? Just, but I wasn't in the mood for stealing or pilfering or pillaging or anything else like that. I was no damn pirate of any sort. Yes, I did want the universe to take care of me, but I needed to do this shit myself as well. I needed to see if I was able to do something about for myself. And also feel responsible. Yeah, I didn't even think or feel about that one. I did not, you dumb fuck. Did it ever occur to me during that time? And all that shit game's going on in my head. that I had to learn responsibility, how to take care of a family, how to take care of myself. Did it ever occur to me during that time? Did it ever occur to me that I should have been taking care of my brother a hell of a lot better? Or Ma a lot better during that time? No. I had to grow, I had to mature, I had to get my ass kicked. That's all there was to it. I'm coming from an adult peer looking back at my youth. I'm looking back at my youth and I'm looking at the pain, I'm looking at the grief, I'm looking at the shit that started. I'm looking at the mistakes I've made. Yeah, it got me pissed off. Pissed off at myself. I wasn't doing enough. Under whose authority? Under whose level was I supposed to be doing this under? I know there's a lot of point of views. They could be either putting me as a villain or a hero at this point over here. I know that. Of course, I probably have the younger thing saying, "Stop judging me. You're judging me on things that I haven't done yet." I wish to God you would listen. But the thing is, you need to go through the damn shit. I know other people will probably make corrections. And the only thing is, I would say is, I don't want to go back. Take care of my family, yes. Be rich. If 15 years or maybe 20 years, if I was a little bit more mature, I'd talk to my brother and my mother in great detail. But the thing is, I didn't have articulation enough to really understand, or enough hindsight to really tell myself what really happened, what really matters, and that if I hadn't cared enough, if I didn't care at all, things would have been disastrous. If I didn't watch my brother's ass and try to take care of him as best as I could, then it just wasn't worth it. Just wasn't worth it at all. But he was worth it to me. I couldn't say it back then. I wish I had. I wish I could have said it a hell of a lot earlier. I still loved the son of a bitch. Despite the fact he was an asshole and I gave him shit. The older me looks back at the younger situation with different eyes, with different viewpoints, and a hell of a lot of regrets. But I suppose my brother would probably say, "John, I've got my regrets too. I've got a lot of them that I had to clear with God." But the thing is, the time we spent together, I didn't regret one damn bit. You watched my back, I watched yours. That's how it was. And I will not regret those times, John. I won't. And neither should you. I answered back, I would have said, "Yeah, Dave. But if I had known a hell of a lot better as a young damn son of a bitch, I already knew Ma was a bitch at times. If I hadn't been what I was, if I had been a little bit more mature, but hindsight being 20 is 20, it sucks. So I can't go back and change the past. I may regret the living crap out of it. I may have the feelings for it. I may have the pain. Still has to be dealt with and reconciled. And that's what I'm going to have to go on a lifelong journey for, Dave. But it still doesn't negate the fact that when you guys died, I died too. And it hurt like a son of a bitch. Because you took my love and part of me with you up there. And I'm stuck with the memories and feelings I have down here. And there's been a lot of pain, a lot of crying, a lot of triggers done, even while doing this video. But these journals have to be done. In my head, in my heart, in my logic at this point over here, these journals have to be done. I have to talk about this. I have to get this off of my chest. I have to do whatever it is I can for me, for my survival, for my sanity, and maybe for years to come. Okay, fine. I'm accepting that. That's going to be a hell of a lot of flash drives, I'll tell you that much. But if it is, shit, I'll just get the bigger and bigger and bigger ones and just shove everything else on the damn thing. I'm going to make another subconscious in a physical form at this point over here until the damn thing busts open and there's all my damn black ugliness here. There's the abyss. There's this ugly thing here. But in the meantime, I'm cramming everything else I can on these damn drives. Of me and my stories, of how my feelings are, and how my days are going, and whatever else I can put on there. And if you keep asking me, if you ask me the question, did I hate my mother now? No. But back then, I did know how to feel for her. Yes, I loved her, I think. She loved me. She probably mind struck at that one. Oh, just, huh? He said that? How dare he? After all I did for that son of a bitch. No. I guess a prayer of her would probably say, but why? I've done all I could for him. Yeah. Well. Back then, I didn't know. I wasn't mature enough. And back then, I was going through a hell of a lot of shit that no one else gave a shit about. All the damn pain and all the damn grief and all the damn shit I had to deal with. The doctors and you telling me I had to grow up all the damn time. More one way or another. Stopek being pissed off at me because I had to be acting up all the damn time. I don't see this asshole going back and forth through heaven and dealing with that shit. It was all crusty doctor when we met him. Got even worse. It's no wonder I hated the medical profession. I had to deal with him. But he never had the psychological training. He didn't give a shit. He was an old country doctor. You're going to have the pain? Fuck it. Deal with it. That's how he dealt with it. That's what all the values are coming back off of him onto me. Deal with it. Sorry, Doc. But let's see if you die at 4 years old and you're going through the shit I'd gone through. I still have to go through the shit. I still have to shove everything else. I mean, that's what you wanted me to do. Shove everything else in a damn corner and just let it rot, huh? Don't give a shit. Don't deal with it. Don't touch it. You got to be a man. You got to be a man. You got to be a man. You got to be a strong little boy. You got to be this. You got to be that. Got that. Yeah, it pissed me off. It made me upset. It made me upset at how the hell I was looking at myself. More so. I couldn't deal with life then. I had a hard time trying to deal with life. Dealing with my brother trying to learn the ways of the military force, of how to be a backseat, not a backseat driver, someone to watch someone's rear. I have to watch their six all the time. Because if I didn't watch their six all the time, we'd have issues, wouldn't we? We would have major issues over the damn shit. And I had to get used to it. I had to watch his ass because he was going to be watching my ass. And that's how it's supposed to be in the military. That's how we were working in the civilians all these years. And during that time, he may have had opportunities to slip. He may have had opportunities to fall on his ass, drunk as hell. We didn't take him. As long as I was with him, he wasn't getting drunk. Especially when he made those vows in the 12-step programs. At first, I didn't know what to think about it. Dealing with God all the time. I didn't think God was ready to deal with me. I was scared shitless. Sometimes I think I still am. I know, it probably hurts God for me to say that anyway, but I had to say it anyway. I was scared shitless, okay? I was in fear of God. I mean, what the shit he did to me in the first place, what I kept thinking during that time. And I know he saved my life. Sent me back down here 3 times, and I'm regretting every single second of it up until certain points in my life to where I'm going through retrospect. But he did. He wasn't ready for me. I wasn't ready for it. He was trying to tell me that one too. Because if I was ready, if I was there to deal with it, I wasn't there to deal with it. Not mentally. There's no way I was. How could God deal with a schmuck like me? That's what I kept thinking about. How could God deal with a schmuck like me? There's got to be a lot of more hardcore assholes he could be dealing with. Why me? Why pick on me? I'm nobody, damn it. Guy with a heart condition and died 3 times and nobody gave a shit. Kept going into major accidents, nobody gave a shit. That was my perception. And nobody was giving me any more than what I wanted. Which was, I guess, more, oh, he did that, oh, poor baby. Yeah, I guess I was looking for that one. Too much. Way too much of my life. Because I sure as hell wasn't getting it from anybody else, including my damn family. I wasn't getting the poor baby. Oh, his feelings are hurt. Now it's like, fuck you and your damn feelings. Get on with it, asshole. This is life. Knock your ass down. Get up, be a man. You gotta deal with this shit. Fight me. That's it, fight me. Don't give a shit about anything else. Just fight me. Why? Because I tell you to. Oish. Oh, you're talking about being a mensch. No, not a mensch. Schlub or schmuck. Or just as much as a schlemiel. I like it back in my life. And I could just wallow in this damn stuff and just look at the things that I've done and people I've probably hurt or not hurt. But look at the hurt. Sometimes I really didn't give a shit because I was also selfish and self-conscious, looking out for me. Not ready to take care of somebody else, not willing enough to take care of somebody else. And yet forced to take care of. You're forced to be responsible. You're forced to take care of the family. You go on a roof over their head. You want the roof over the damn head? You work your ass off for it. You become part of that family, period. That was me, alright. I was part of the family. I didn't even realize what the hell was going on. I didn't. What the fuck did I know? I didn't know shit from Shinola. And it makes me uncomfortable about these things. You know? Talking about some stuff like this on the camera. I was trying to get more and more used to the camera look. Sometimes I'll look at it, other times I don't when I'm talking about my stuff. But this is important for me. Not because I'm talking to myself, because I'm probably talking to some of the other schmucks. Or watching this thing. See, I don't know if they're going to be harboring the same damn feelings I am or not. All I know is the feelings I'm harboring back then and now. I don't know about tomorrow. Tomorrow's not here yet. So I still have to deal with the collateral damage of the past, and I got to deal with what is right now. It's not that easy doing retrospect, is it? I'm constantly doing that when I'm doing my audios and videos. Because confession is good for the soul, they say. But I know there's a lot more to it that I usually don't talk about, either on recorder or on video. That eventually I'm going to have to deal with it with God in this one, and He's going to have a field day with me. I know He is, and I'll probably decide whether or not He's going to be kicking my ass out of heaven or not because I'm not pure or perfect enough. I guess not. I guess the way I lived my life at that point over here didn't give a shit in the first place. But the thing is, I don't want to harbor it either. No, I don't want to even tell God about the temper of my youth was my pastor screwed up. In my eyesight, I thought I was screwed up. But as I look at myself as an adult, I can't find blame. Of course, I could find it back then. There was a lot of blame, a lot of anger, a lot of regrets and resentments. My regrets is not getting the resentments taken care of. And some resentments will never be taken care of, except being prayed over. That's about it. I got a lot of regrets, yes. If I could have taken care of them, I wish I could have. Maybe I still can. God be willing. But I'm the one screwed up. I still have to take responsibility. I still have to be accountable to it. And I still have to make God understand that one. I think God understands that more than I do. And sometimes He keeps trying to tell me just to take it easy, all right? And a confession's good for the soul, John, but come on. You gotta be easier on yourself. I know I created you as human, but the thing is, you gotta still think of yourself as human and as imperfect as everybody else. It's a hell of an attitude having that kind of thing, John. Looking at yourself and thinking you're above everybody else. I ain't everybody. Wait. What if? Is that what I've been trying to do these days? That I am above everybody else? You got to be kidding me. No. Because my reaction right now is of disbelief, and the file right now is not humble. It's not humiliated. It's an ego and pride trying to make clarity at this point over here. I'm saying that they are more important than the inner self of me, or anybody else for that matter. And basically, it's saying that I still have to grasp what humility is, what humbleness is, what being human is all about. Not just having an arrogant air thing and um, you will do this for me because I am of this or I am of this and I am this and this. And I'm basically compelling you more one way or another for that. And that shouldn't be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't need to be. Why is it being? Because my own damn well screwed up right now as it is, and I'm trying to force people to think and feel in my line of work at this point over here, or my viewpoints here. I can't control anybody. I cannot control anybody. I do not want to control anybody, okay? That's bad enough I got control over myself. My own body's having field tips with me. I mean, shit. Oh, I got problems with shitting. I got problems with pissing at this point over here. Come on. And now I'm having mental breakdowns concerning about my speech patterns. Oh, where's the control now? If I have to get honest with myself, I have to get honest with myself. If I talk about these stuff, let's talk about it. Stuff. Let's be honest about the damn shit. I'm just as screwed up. Let's say it. Let's fuck it up. I am just as fucked up as everybody else. All right? I'm just as fucked up as everybody else. The decisions and choices I've made have put me in where I am right now, but at least I'm not out there trying to control the world into my will and everything else around me because I want you to, because I am. And I know my damn head's going to be going crazy at that point. I know it will be. It's like if I was facing God for the first time when I faced Him before. Probably in many times in many forms that I didn't even realize. Ugh. Let's scribble up on my head. That God was one of us. God is one of us. I just keep failing to see that all the time. I'm a failure. But I have to keep learning. I have to keep evolving. I have to keep going forward on this one because if I don't, I'm fucking this damn thing over. I know this is a long ass tip. It's a long ass droll situation over here, but deal with it. It's called confession. Confession is good for the soul. I've done too many damn things in my lifetime that I'm ashamed of. Too many things that probably go down in history or just go down and just never mentioned. Usually because of fear. Usually because of fear. I'll probably say, what? Why? Well, let's just say that it's concerning about a well sense of being here. And of situations that if certain things were mentioned, my life as I know it would go crazy. And that I'm ashamed of a lot of it. I'm ashamed for mentioning about them or even alluding to them. But I am. They say confession is good for the soul, and sometimes discretion is part of valor. That being said, in my youth and going through my maturity, a lot of things I've done, I had to be self-respective. Try to find the right word to be introspective on this one. And I had to be introspective. I had to look at myself. I still have to look at myself on a constant daily basis at this point over here and see what I've screwed up on. On how many people did I hurt? I didn't even realize it. On some people that I can't even make amends to anymore. And the most important people that I wanted to make amends to, I still can never do. And the two major ones in my life. The ones I've been talking about so many times in this damn recording. My mother and my brother. I can't say enough, and I should have done enough. And the thing is, I think both of them would be a little irked at me if I'm starting to go through this melancholy stuff here and just get on with things. Yes, I love my brother, and yes, I love my mother a great deal and deeply at this point. At this point in my life, yes. And I know I said some pretty mean, ugly things, but that was for the temperance of my youth, and my misunderstanding, and lack of maturity. I had to go through the growth, I had to go through the pain, and I had to curse people out left and right. And I guess I was cursing out God even worse. Didn't even realize it. No, I didn't even realize it. I guess I should have. Cursing out God Almighty on this one? I really must have been out of my damn mind. I really must have been out of my damn soul. I know God's got big enough shoulders, but come on. Just how much abuse is he supposed to be taking in the first place? There's not enough I can say or do to make amends to him. The only things I can do right now is try to make amends to people down here or do whatever I can. If the need calls for it and I'm there to do it, fine. I'll do what I can. But if not, I'll just try to live a life without trying to hurt people in the process. Try to do good or be good somehow. Maybe both. Maybe both. Yeah. Well, I guess I had to talk this thing out. I guess this is going to be driving me crazy, but I had to talk this damn thing out. Get it off the chest. You talk about a hell of a therapy session at this point. It's basically nearly an hour's worth of it. That I had to pour my heart and soul over this. I had to. I had to. And if I didn't, I guess I'd be regretting it for the rest of my life. No matter how short that may be. The thing between me and Naomi Judd, I know she was wallowing in a hell of a lot of turmoil. I know the feeling. But the one thing I got over her is constant recordings. Constantly getting shit off my damn chest. Talking about it. Even if there's no one around me to talk to except the recordings, I have to get myself going. Living. I may not live the previous lifestyles I've had, but if I can just live, period. Maybe a different way altogether, who knows? And if it is, so be it. If it isn't, well, shit. I live, period. I love. And I have to learn how to love again. I mean deeply and passionately. That's a hell of a thing for me to say. What the hell am I saying? Shit. Ugh. I got scam artists left and right trying to come after me left and right. Maybe that's a different thing altogether I could talk about, not this one. Anyway, almost about an hour. Till then.